takes about 6 minutes from the signal at the start to the horn at the finish line, which is 2,000 metres away. Rowing is an endurance sport, but with more than 200 strokes per race, there are multiple ways to win or lose. When you watch a rowing race, the important thing to recognise is these athletes are in a lot of pain. Like any sport, when it's done well, it should look easy, but it isn't easy. The race usually lasts about 6 to 8 minutes depending on the boat class. For the first 30 seconds, the athletes might feel comfortable, but once they get beyond that, the aerobic system kicks in and the pain starts. The race is won and lost in the middle part of the race. You might think that the important bit is getting off the start, and that's what you practice, and you also see these glorious sprint finishes. But the real tough bit is going hard when you're a long way from anywhere, you're in the middle of nowhere, and you don't know whether you're going to make it until the end. When we are watching a rowing regatta, there are some aspects we can focus on. In rowing, there are 3 main things that make the boat go fast. One is, do you have a long stroke? Do you move the boat a long way each stroke efficiently? The second thing is, do you pull hard? And if you pull hard, the boat will go further for each one of those strokes. The third element is how many strokes do you do per minute? If you do more strokes and they're still strong strokes and still long strokes, the boat will go faster. The problem is, sometimes you push one of these things and the others suffer. So the real challenge with rowing is to be very long, race strong, and take more strokes and be efficient, row together, and keep the boat moving forwards. But you can also have drama on the start line. It's a very tense time of the race, and sometimes mistakes can happen, so it's worth keeping an eye on that. You'd think that maybe the leading boat at 500 metres would be the fastest boat in the race, but if you look at some of the top rowers, they may even be in last position in the early stages of the race. Some crews have a strategy where lots of other boats go off fast and slow down, but they will just keep going at the same speed. While you might look at them and think that they're not having a great race at 500 metres, by the 2,000 metre mark, they're in front and perfectly pacing their race. It's not always easy to tell. In the men's and women's eights, the coxswain is the only one who's facing the finish line and can really see where the boat is going. All of the other athletes in all other boat classes face backwards. At specific distance markers along the course, you can see the crews reacting to the calls that the coxswain makes. Coming into the finish, the boys turn red for the last 250 metres. This is a great indicator for crews of how much distance they have left, especially since the rowers are facing the start and can't always see what's coming up behind them. A few nations are known to have excellent sprint finishes, Italy and Romania namely. Many of their competitors will try and establish a lead quite early in anticipation of these crews' abilities to overhaul others in the last part of the race. It does happen that races come down to the thousandth of a second, the difference between 5 to 10 centimetres after racing over a whole 2,000 metres.